Lady Day at Emerson's Bar and Grill is a Tony Award-winning production that delves into the life of its namesake, Billie Holiday. Joining us are Abdul, Hamid, Royal, and Alexis J. Roston, who played you play the legendary singer and her counterpart. And I want to get into this because a lot of people might have heard of this because of Audra McDonald and, of course, Billie Holiday. But what is the production, for those who aren't familiar with it? What is the production about?
So it's about one of her last performances before she passed, about 3 months out from her passing, at a little dive in Philadelphia. It's set in 1959, and it's a very candid performance that she gives where she's actually letting the audience in, per se, to who she really is, some of the things that happened in the course of her career, and giving you a real personal look at some of the things that plagued her life and some of the things that she thoroughly enjoyed, one being music.
I think with Billie Holiday, I mean, she's kind of iconic, really, and there's this element of tragedy that people, I feel, are drawn to, but was also so much a part of her music. How do you approach that when you're playing her?
Well, one thing I always say about Billie Holiday is, although we look at her life as being so tumultuous and tragic, she didn't live like that.
I see.
She lived her life to the fullest, and she took all the things that came at her, she took them with a grain of salt. She knew there were good days, she knew there were bad days, you know, and to every life a little rain must fall. And she didn't look at it as just a complete wash of negative, you know. So in my approach to her music, she always said she couldn't sing anything that was trivial. She couldn't sing, you know, if she didn't feel it, she couldn't sing it. And so knowing that, you know, I try to put my heart and soul into whatever it is that I'm singing of hers, because, yeah, she just wouldn't do it.
And I think you bring up a good point, because I feel a lot of times we talk about Billie Holiday since she passed, you're able to look at it in a retrospective way and say, oh, her life must have been tragic, or this song must have been about that, but there's a lot more details to that. And that kind of leads to the music, Abdul, Hamid, and you're the musical director, you're also in the play.
I am.
And a pianist as well, so let's talk about your role.
Sure, I play Jimmy Powers, who is a conglomerate of all of the guys who accompanied Billie Holiday in the course of her career.
Okay, and so talk about, let's kind of delve at the different roles that you play. Musical director, which pieces are we hearing in the play?
Well, there are about 17 of 17 tunes in the play. Of course, the ones that everyone will know are Little Moonlight, God Bless the Child, Strange Fruit, and many of her hits. But the music is also not just there for sort of entertainment value, but also it informs the piece. It informs, it becomes sung text, so that you get sort of the feeling of what may have caused Billie to choose that song that night. And the music in the show, of course, because it is iconic. On one hand, you tap your feet, and on the other hand, she's just gotten through telling you the story of, you know, what may or may not have transpired, and so it's an interesting weaving of that, with music and lyrics.
I think the duality that you just described is so perfect with Billie Holiday. I think on one end you hear her voice, and it's just this kind of mystical, magical. There's no voice quite like it in the music, but then you're hearing the lyrics, and there's just so much to it. It's really quite heavy. I mean, when you think about other roles that you've had, or even currently in pop culture, do you feel like there's that sort of duality exists between someone having a unique performance element, but then also having some real context and heart behind it?
Well, of course. I mean, I think I've said often that Billie Holiday makes singers like Adele, Macy Gray, Amy Winehouse, makes their sound intelligible for us in a contemporary way. And I think any artist that people connect to are performing that duality in that kind of way, right? There's the music that you really love. I'm currently all on Missy Elliott right now. But it is because there is always an element of the artist, and without that, the audience doesn't really connect to the piece, to the music, you know. So
Well, I want to talk more about this. We're going to take a quick break. We've got the information there for you on the screen. It's Lady Day at Emerson's Bar and Grill. It's taking place at the Kranzberg Art Center in Grand Center, February 17th through March 4th. Tickets are on sale, and we've got the performance times there, and you can get more information about the production as well as tickets at maxandlouis.com. But don't go anywhere. We're going to learn more about the production right after this break.